Welcome to Knitting with Cosette. This is going to be like a January to March little recap and also a like spring acquisition summer knits type of video. I have all my notes here, don't you worry, because I'm not exactly sure what I want my YouTube to look like. I just know that I really like creating content and I really like knitting and I want to sprinkle that in, and I have a lot of thoughts on the mind, especially today, but in general, I've had a lot that I've been thinking about over the last like week or two, and I want to share them, and I thought it'd be fun. So I don't know how it'll look moving forward, but I was thinking maybe this would be like a quarterly / seasonal little video where we talk about like what I've made in the past couple of months, what I'm currently working on, and then like what I hope to make. I don't know, I think that could be fun every few months. So that's what this is gonna be. If you're here and you like it, welcome, I appreciate it. But yeah, I won't miss anything. Here are my notes. First, I want to jump into my like finished whips between January to now, and I feel like I've done pretty well. I finished 3 sweaters and 3 accessories, I guess. So I'm just going to show you guys what I've been up to. First and foremost, I completed a Baba dupe using the Lakes pullover pattern by Ozetta. This is more of like a Great Lakes because I did modifications on the neck, but I already had the Lakes. So this is my first one. I love her. I think she's so cute. Ignore like all the wrinkles and everything. I also did not sew in all my ends. I didn't sew in the ones that were like less obvious, but they definitely like, I still have some that hang out of the sleeve, but I like sewed in the ones that were like right at the edge. I was being lazy. I really wanted to wear it, but yeah. This is in the Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino in the color Cardamom, and I made a 2XL, and I really, really like it. I will say I haven't wet blocked it, and I do plan to, but I've posted about this a lot on my TikTok, so feel free to go look at it. I kind of brought you guys along as I like finished bigger parts and just was very chit-chatty with this one on my TikTok, so that's the first thing I finished. Technically, actually, I don't think that was, because I started it and then I had a lot of trips in January. I had a work trip and a family trip. So actually, I think the first thing I finished was a little Sophie scarf. Here's my little Sophie scarf. Is it not so cute? Is the red not literally adorable? So cute. I technically didn't use the Sophie scarf pattern. I used the Sophie hood pattern, but I just made it the size I wanted and it's perfect. I'm obsessed with it. So this is just the loops and threads, impeccable acrylic yarn, nothing crazy, but it was some stash yarn I had. Okay, my next finished object, this was like my February knit. This was actually probably the fastest sweater I've ever finished. I think I started it on February 3rd and I finished on the 19th, so just over 2 weeks. This is the Levitate wrap by My Favorite Things Knitwear, and this is in, it's a Hobby Lobby yarn. This is the Yarn Bee Ethereal Eyelash from Hobby Lobby in the color Dusty Rose or Dusty Pink, one of those. This is actually yarn I had made a crochet sweater with when I was still crocheting. This would have been maybe 2024. I made a crochet sweater. Did not love it. It was just like the wrong fit. I made it in panels, so it ended up being like not my choice for length. It just wasn't right, but I did make the Levitate wrap and it is so cute. I wear this one all the time. Sorry guys, I was not doing a try on of my Baba because of that high neck. It's just a thing to put on, but here she is. It's literally so cute. I'm obsessed with it, and like the pink is just so ballerina, like especially for the outfit I'm wearing today. I don't know. I find myself throwing this on almost every day of the week for like an hour here, an hour there. I've just been obsessed with it. So that's this one. My most recent sweater is the Roomy V-neck by Jules Knit This. And this is in the Lane Cloud yarn in the colorway 0008. This was yarn I was gifted for Christmas. My bestie girl got me 1 and then my cousin got me 3. And I used just over 3 because I made it quite boxy, so it's not all that huge, but I will try this one on for you. Here's this one. I think it turned out very, very cute. It's like all my stuff, as you've seen, is just not all that colorful so far, just because I know I reach for neutrals a lot more, but it was so fun to like really go all out with the color. And I feel like this is gonna be so perfect to wear in the spring, like as it's still a little chilly here, like with a little pair of shorts, but a white tee, and then this. So cute, absolutely obsessed with this. Very happy with this one. I also put a lot of faith in blocking for this one because of the videos I was seeing online about this type of like blown yarn stretching or like blocking very loosely, and all worked out. Got the length that I wanted in the sleeves and the body, so it was a blocking success. Next two are a couple smaller little accessory projects. The first one is this little hat. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of it, but it was a free pattern by Pearl Soho. Just a very basic everyday hat. However, I did it with, I held the impeccable acrylic loops and threads, and then with the like sparkle Lang Cloud, I'm pretty sure this was Lang Cloud yarn, but it's like a little gold. I actually repurposed this yarn as well. The gold I used in a poncho that I made to like just wear over my outfit as a little accessory for Lala last year. And I was like, I honestly know I'm not gonna reach for that again. I was really set on it, and that was my vision last year, but I was like, I wanna be able to have it in something I'm gonna grab a lot more and that's more realistic. Unfortunately, I did finish this when it's no longer beanie season, but very cute, very excited to wear it next year. Okay, my most recent item, I literally finished this yesterday, is just a triangle scarf, just a big triangle scarf. It's maroon with a little pale yellow border, if you can even tell, but this was just a little travel project. I actually took the Red Sophie scarf to Florida for my family vacation, and I finished it twice the first day. I literally got so bored, I took it apart again. But I ended up at a Michael's and I was like, I'm just gonna get something else for entertainment. And so I grabbed this maroon, but I was like, I know if I make another Sophie scarf, I'm gonna finish it immediately. So it's just a little triangle scarf. I used all the maroon I had. Honestly, I probably would have liked it to be slightly bigger just cause like, I don't know, I also think it's just like the texture or like the fabric the yarn makes, but I think it turned out really cute and I'm very happy with it. I also think this will be cute for the spring, all the colors and such. Okay, so that covers all my recent finished objects. Now I want to show you my current whips. I guess I technically have 3 current whips, but my first one is an Olga that is really only using it for the shape and not for the stripes. But I made my husband a sweater for like Christmas last year. Unfortunately, I used a free pattern that was done in panels bottom up, and it turned out way too small. So I'm remaking it because I already have all the yarn. This is once again the impeccable acrylic by Loops and Threads, but I have all the yarn for it, and now I'm much bougier with my yarn, but again, I've got it. This was the color he picked out. And so I cast on an Olga earlier in the week. I'm just working with this yarn after working with nice yarn is giving me a real run for my money. Also, because I'm using the bamboo, I feel like that's harder, like my bamboo needles. So I have not had the motivation to finish the German short rows because putting these stitches on the needles every single time is so annoying. But I am technically working on an Olga, very vibrant. This is like my big project. It's not big yet, but this will be my big project for a little bit here. Okay, my next project is absolutely adorable, and I don't want anybody to get any ideas. I am not having a child anytime soon. However, I had the perfect amount of yarn left over from my like Baba Dupe, My Lakes pullover, to make a baby sweater. And frankly, I couldn't pass it up. So I am currently making a little baby sweater. It's like a little rolled neck raglan, and I'm knitting both the sleeves at the same time, which is why it's a little scrunched up, but it's so cute. I am obsessed with it. I think it's absolutely adorable, and it matches my sweater perfectly. So I had the yarn for it, so I'm 1, stash busting, 2, have an extra little project, and 3, making something realistic for the future one day. So that is that project. And then my next one is actually not a knit, it is a crochet, but I picked up a project I was working on last summer. It's just a little filet crochet. And because I've been seeing so much filet crochet and I'm really inspired by it, which we'll get into, fret not. However, I already had this one and I was pretty far along. I've done like, I don't know, I've done like maybe 7 rows since I picked it back up again. But I was pretty far along last year in like maybe August, but I was like, realistically, I know I'm not gonna be able to wear this season. So put it on the back burner so I could get back into knitting, and now I've picked it up again and I'm feeling very inspired by it. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but it's like a little flower pattern, and ultimately I want it to be like a boxy little t-shirt. Honestly, we're probably there. If I'm being honest, I should probably do some measurements, but just a little like boxy t-shirt. I'm not doing any shaping for it, but like a little cover up situation. I don't know, very excited about it. Okay, now I want to talk about the things I want to make for the spring and the summer, because I basically cannot stop thinking about all the little projects I want to do in the next few months, because I really don't want to lose steam on knitting or my crafts. Even though I'm going to want to be outside so much, I still want to have like other things, and also like in the next couple months, like have them prepared so I can wear them June, July, August, whatever. So I'm just gonna tell you guys all the things that I'm thinking about. We'll see what I get done. I don't feel like this is optimistic, so I feel like I'll get it all done. First thing next in line is the Mew top. I want the Mew top. I am obsessed with it. It is so cute. Problem here, I have no preference for yarn, whether that's the type of yarn or the color, which makes me feel like a little nervous about it, but I do want it so bad. I think it's adorable. I think I'd wear it a lot. I think it's perfect for like I said, spring, summer. If I don't do something fuzzy, like I just think it'll be, I think I'll wear it a lot. I think I'll reach for it a lot. I just am very undecided about what color to make it and what yarn to use, but I also haven't bought the pattern yet, so probably do some research, see what yarn other people have used, and go from there. I also just want to make a little t-shirt. Nothing crazy. I would say probably like a soft cotton for this one, just a comfy little t-shirt. Not like too oversized, but I don't know, just something I'll throw on. I want to make a short sleeve cardigan, but like, you know, like nice and boxy sleeves, because I had the Aerie one when they were popular. That material is just not good. It doesn't hold up. It's actually in my giveaway pile right over behind you. So I would like to make that out of like a cotton or just like a lighter weight situation, nice and breathable, and then I can wear that all the way into like, hopefully like September, October-ish here. I also just want to make another like lightweight cardigan in general, not short sleeve, but just a more breathable, probably not cotton for this one, but just a basic go-to lightweight cardigan, because I've been wearing, like I said, I've been wearing my Levitate wrap so much and I love it, but like I shouldn't be wearing that every day. And that one's super fuzzy, so I want to get something that can be a little more transitional, make, not get, obviously. But I have no thoughts on the pattern or the color or really anything else about it. It's on my hit list. It's something to be thinking of, you know, as I'm taking in other people's Whip Wednesdays and Finished Object Fridays. Like, I'm keeping an eye out so I know to take notes if there's anything I see and I want to do. Also, baby sweaters. Now that I have this idea in my head, I'm like, any project I have just like a little bit of yarn left, I could always just make a little matching set for one day. So a little back burner is just like, if that happens, great. This is my first, like, I guess accessory, like scarves, hats, but first accessory. I want to make the Loopy Studio scrunchie bag. It's like a crossover little crescent bag, I guess. Yeah. I want to make it so bad. I am not set on colors in any way there, but I think it's really cool, very cute, and I'd love to be able to like show it off. I think it'd be awesome. So thinking about her as well. And then the last thing, already mentioned, but not knitting, is filet crochet. Really would love to dive into that a little bit more. I've been seeing so many things that are super cool, like really want to make our new apartment feel like home, so anything I can make for the apartment, like with filet crochet, is super fun. I also think the triangle scarves with the design, I saw a girl do one that had like a couple horses on it. Thought that was so cute. Really anything. The world's my oyster, I feel like, when it comes to filet crochet. I don't know if I'll burn out on that because it is so small, and like the thread's so small, the hook's so small, you have to be very patient. So I don't know, but I think that'd be a good thing, because I do feel so excited about it to have as like an extra project, like how I have it now. So I can always like go back to knitting if I need a little break, so I don't burn out on it, but I still am like working towards my goal of making a lot of filet crochet items. So recent project, current whips, and future projects. And then my honorable mentions I wanted to note and point out to you guys is that I actually started a knitting journal, finally, and I wanted to show you guys. First, it's just this little tiny red journal. It came in a 3-pack from Marshall's when I was 17 maybe, I don't know. This is the last one I had empty, so decided to use it. And I've only done a few pages, but I'm very happy with it. I think it's so stinking cute. So that's my lace pullover. I did my little Sophie hood. I'm skipping a lot of pages because I'm like bracketing it in, so I can't write on every page, but this is my like little junk journal page because I kept all of the ones from my Knitting for Olive and my Laying Cloud, so I just like stuck it in there. And this was also just a little tag I'd had from my Amy sweater last year. And then my Levitate wrap. I don't have a picture of me wearing it yet. Again, despite the fact that I wear it all the time, I haven't like gotten like cute pictures of me wearing it. I've just worn it super comfy at home. So I left a little spot to put it in here, but I think this page is really cute. I think it turned out very well. And then I haven't finished with this one either, but I did go ahead and put like some of my like keepsakes in here, but I want to put my notes and everything in too. So did start a little knitting journal. I'm very excited about it. I think it's so fun, and it's just another way to keep track of things. I definitely want to be, I only recently learned how to actually work Ravelry, like for posting and not just getting patterns, but I want to like keep working on Ravelry and do good there. But honestly, I just love knitting so much, and I keep all these things because the scrapbooking in my heart is still there, so I can't let go of it. So I automatically am like keeping things. So this is just a way, two birds, one stone, you know? And yeah, very excited about that. Before I let you go, I have one more honorable mention, and that is that I want to get back into sewing too. Guys, I know, I'm very optimistic. Got a lot on my mind, but I do want to get back into sewing. And with that, I'm obviously thinking about knitting. So I have a few things I want to make that like relate to knitting and like my knitting journey. So I want to make like a knitting needle case, because I currently have 3 different cases for my needles. I have my original set from Amazon. I have my, this is interchangeables, my original like aluminum set from Amazon. I have my shorty set from Amazon. And then I have my like tulip needles, which is, I thought I had them in here, but they're like bamboo interchangeables. So I have 3 different needle sets. I'd love to make a case and put everything together, pick out the fabric, make it super cute, make it super me. Next, I want to make another whip bag. Like, I currently am using my little Trader Joe's bag, and I do love her. She's so cute. But I have seen all the ones that have like the little drawstring. Like, it's basically a little pouch, but then you have a drawstring. I think that's really fun too. I just think it'd be, you know, pick out my fabric, make it all me, adorbs. So another whip bag one day would be fun. Then the last thing on my mind is just making a bunch of little pouches. Like, you know, can't go wrong. Like anything to help store and keep things organized with all my knitting materials. So again, picking out the fabric, making it super fun and super cute, but keeping everything organized never hurts. And pouches are so easy to make that I think that'd be a great one to do. Those are all my knitting thoughts. I have so many of them right now. I don't know why I'm feeling so inspired, but I am. It's probably the warm weather and just the fact that the last few things I've made have been so awesome and so like reflective of me on my knitting journey, like finally making things that I'm still proud of like months later, whereas I feel like I would make things and I would be like, oh, that's awesome, and then I finished and never touch it. So feeling very inspired with everything I've been doing, and it's making me so motivated for the future and all of my plans. So can't wait to show you guys what I come up with, and follow me on TikTok because that's where I'm gonna do my Whip Wednesdays, of course, and show you guys updates throughout of what I'm making and how everything goes. So thanks for sticking around. I'll see you next time.